Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Joel, and this is A Stable Life. To start things off, today is a day that I am normally not here. It is Thursday, which means
it's my day to feed.
Oh yeah. Why am I here? Well, we'll get into that in a little bit. But Gavin actually has some help for today.
What's up? I'm Noah.
That's right. Noah is Gavin's friend. A lot of you guys know that Gavin actually was originally from Massachusetts. And this is where Noah's from, so he's here for the day.
Helping me out.
So Noah, have you ever been around horses?
No, never really been around horses, farms, or anything, so today's my first experience.
Awesome. Have you ever been on a YouTube channel?
Never been on a YouTube channel either. This is kind of all new.
Well, that's awesome. I gotta say, you're doing great so far.
All right, let's do it.
Not to mention, the aisleways have all been swept clean. They probably could use a pressure washing, but I don't know if we're gonna get to that today. And the horses look absolutely fantastic. The weather is starting to warm up. Today it's gonna be in the 70s and tomorrow in the 80s. We are in the middle of the roller coaster where things get warm and things get cold and things get warm. Thankfully, right now we're on the warm up. Today our main goal is actually gonna be cleaning the pastures. We finally got the tractor here. I finally have time to get out there and put some work. With Gavin taking care of the horses for today, I can primarily focus on cleaning out that pasture. And Gavin's got some help too, which is awesome. Don't worry, boys. Gavin will be out here to get you guys fed soon. I'm definitely excited to see just how much material we can move with the new bucket. It used to be that it would take me about a day to clean the middle field and about another day to clean the big field. All in all, it would take me about 14 hours to get both pastures where they need to be. And then it would take me another week, usually with Daniel's help, to actually get all that manure in the manure spreader and spread. So we'll see how long it takes with the new tractor. I still need to get these weights put on the back tires, but the tractor's doing pretty good without them, but I definitely want them added on. So we might get these on at some point through the video. For now, I need to get the yard rake hooked up to the back because we use that to kind of groom the landscape. Would be good if I had a grading blade, but I don't. So we're gonna be using that for now. All right, let's fire it up. Well, I'm all set up, got the ROP set up and the yard rake on the back, so we're pretty much good to go. Gavin and Noah are just about letting in the horses right now. Kind of weird being on this side of things. There goes Poncho. You almost got to hug him. If I stayed a little bit further away, it would have been fine.
Yeah, I can pet him whenever you're not close to him.
Now be honest, is that actually true?
Yeah. Half the time.
So Noah, what do you think of miniature donkeys?
I think they're pretty cool. I'm waiting for him to get close enough so I can pet it.
Yeah, here's Buster's coming up to you. He's thinking about it.
Mistaken.
Thing with Buster, if you feed him, he'll be your lifelong friend.
Which one's his?
Both.
Both?
Both or each one, doesn't matter. There you go.
Hey, bud.
There we go. That was Noah's first time feeding miniature donkeys. All right, now, Noah, you know you're supposed to say their name, each one, as they pass you.
Oh, is that the case?
Yeah, so let me give you the quick rundown so you know who's who. This is George. You can know George because he's got a collar on and he's got one blue eye. This is Roni. He's a saddlebred, and you'll notice he's kind of taller than the rest. That's Champ. He's a paint. So we got Champ, Roni, George. George, Roni, Champ.
All right.
Midnight Black over there is named William. Brown horse back there with the white stripe across is Rebel.
All right.
He got too close to the gate. Roni's the one that's in charge of this pasture. So if they try to get, there's a pecking order. He's the one in charge. So any horse that tries to get in to get food before him, they'll get a talking to.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Little one back there that looks like a vanilla color, that's named Jack. And then that's another paint that has a blue eye, and his name is Casino.
All right.
Okay? So just say all their names as you're going by. I know you got this.
All right. You? You know. Champ.
Champ, hey, there we go.
Casino.
Casino, there we go.
And finally,
Rebel.
Rebel.
Yes.
Got them all.
He got them all.
You got 7 out of 7.
He got 7 out of 7. It's kind of nice seeing Gavin in charge feeding the horses. What do you think?
No.
Every Thursday, Gavin feeds and takes care of the horses, usually by himself. But today, he's got Noah.
Indeed he does.
All right, I'm gonna stop bothering you guys and let you guys get back to it. Good job, Noah. Good job, Gavin.
All right.
Don't want to mess Gavin up. We got to keep the gate closed. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I am so excited right now. All right, so the pasture actually looks not too bad, but that's because it's been a little dry. Let's see what this pasture looks like after we clean it up. Manure here, which makes sense. That's right at the back of the round bell feeder. This loader's handling the weight like nothing. Love it. Alrighty, it is 11 o'clock. I got started at about 9:30, 9:45. So it took me about an hour and 15 minutes to get the pasture all scraped and to get our line of manure put in. I'm gonna grab the yard rake and just go over it one more time, really just to make it look nicer. Get all the little scrapes and scratches in the ground out from the bucket. My first time really working with this loader, so I'm still learning. She's got a lot of power, so I gotta get used to that. So we'll see how this looks after we scrape it up. Just wrapped up with scraping the pasture, and man, does it look good. Nice and clean, and that's what we like to see. So that means the middle pasture is set good. All we need to do now is to grab all this manure and spread it out on the field. That'll be, I think, for either later in this video or in the next one. For now, I need to go get another battery and get started on the big field. It's just about lunchtime, and the tractor now has 11 hours on it. Kind of crazy to believe that I put 6 hours on it already. Yeah, crazy. But then again, it makes sense, right? I wanted to check all the wheel lugs. They recommend you do that. They recommend you do that after about the first 10 hours of operation. Not a single one budged. All of them are perfect, so good deal. I think we're gonna get some lunch, and then we'll get started on the big field for the afternoon.
Should water it
Right
out.
before we get started on lunch, looks like the guys are doing some transplanting. What are you guys working on?
Oh, these are Italian bell peppers, Joel. Pretty sweet.
Oh, I see what you did there. I like it. Daniel, is this the kind of planting you like to be doing?
Yeah,
You don't prefer being in the tractor?
I thought we were talking about this planting. I prefer being the tractor always, Joel.
Oh, okay.
Dragged the hose over, didn't even turn it on.
Oh, it looks great, guys. It looks really good.
So what we have here is the first planting of peppers that's going to be going out in the field. So this will be the start of everything. We're going to have this planting, and then what? We'll have one more, Dad? 2 more plantings. A little intense. But yeah, this is going to be the start of the sweet peppers. So we have bell peppers, and then we have the Italianelle, and then there's some Cubanelle down there.
Tell you what, Andy, you know what I love peppers on?
Don't say it. Let me guess. Pizza?
Close. Hoagies.
Hoagies. Hey, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, how did feeding go?
It went pretty good.
So does Noah like horses now?
Yep.
Does Noah like miniature donkeys now?
Oh yeah.
Does Noah like farm life now?
That I don't know.
Does Noah like riding on the side-by-side?
Yes.
I think the two are hand in hand.
Yeah. When you do one, you get the other.
Exactly. I see all the horses are out grazing. Do you find anything good while you're out on your ride?
We found a random basketball sitting in a field.
That's pretty exciting. I got the middle pasture cleaned.
I saw that. Nice job.
Thank you. Got to do the big field yet, but it's going pretty quick. Going pretty quick. You ready for lunch?
Absolutely.
All their bellies are full and they're taking a nap. Well, in the big field, there's only 2 horses eating hay. Well, make that 1, Sriracha and Samson. Let me see if I can get close. It looks like weather over here is just laying down next to the feeder. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. So you guys could see we've got a lot of manure to clear in here. Well, I best get moving. Alrighty guys, good news. I now have the big field all wrapped up. As you can see, we've got the ground all drug out. I mean, man, does it look way, way better down here. But man, oh man, do we have a pile of manure that we need to take care of. Wow. Well, that is definitely crazy. Oh man, that's gonna take a long time to get spread. How long? I have no idea, but I've got an impression that it's gonna be longer than one day, especially because we have to do the middle field as well. The tractor threw its first full day of work, and it did a fantastic job. Well, we just fit with the ROPS up. It was about as close as I was comfortable getting. But for the most part, the entire thing fits, and I actually didn't really have that much more room. And the motor, the seat, and everything that's important is out of the sun. So in a situation where I need the ROPS up, like today where I'm moving heavy loads, good to know that I could still park it under the roof. In the future, who knows? Maybe we'll build a bigger tractor shed. I have no idea. All I know is for now, that'll do. Hey guys, and welcome back to a second day here at our stable. See, I got different glasses on today. That's how you know it's a different day. We're here this time with my mom feeding horses. And she's actually about to let the horses in right now. I thought that was sriracha. I couldn't tell. Sorry, Duke. In your stall, Duke. Go ahead, Dux.
He's really like, no.
Man, he really doesn't like his grain now.
He's like, really like, no.
I honestly thought that was sriracha. I was having trouble there.
A little confused.
So how do you turn the horses in? Because that wasn't the whole herd. This is interesting.
Well, I'm having problems with Duke and Tucker and RJ, and so I feather the door. So I leave in, you know, as many as I can get, and then I go and close doors, and then...
Oh, okay, okay. Mainly because you usually do this by yourself? And...
Yes, I'm by myself, and I'm not holding a camera, so I'm able to...
That's true, that's true.
Close the door and...
It's amazing the things you can do not holding a camera. But don't worry, guys. We're going to keep you with us as we go through today. So today's a pretty exciting day. Today we're getting started spreading. Going to be using one of the Veggie Boys tractors. And we're going to get started spreading that massive load of manure down there. So I need to go find the Veggie Boys and see which tractor they want me to use. And then we're going to be using my tractor to load it, which is actually a first. My tractor, I've used it to load in the past, but it takes so long to load a spreader, it's just not really worth it. Usually we'll use the 130 or we'll use a skid steer loader, but not anymore. Daniel's unhooking the chisel plow and he's going to go get started. He's got a bunch of stuff he's got to do today. But I mean, what's new? Daniel's got a full itinerary every day. Looks like we're going to be spreading using the 110 today. So let's go find ourselves a spreader. Well, I found one. All right, let's go grease it up, get it all set and ready, and see exactly just how far we can get today. I think this will definitely haul some manure. Wonder how many loads we'll get today. We'll have to do a count. Remember to put your guess down below in the comment section. See just how many loads we need to get everything wrapped up for the season. Well, we've got everything all greased up. We're ready to go. And I can tell you guys, that nice new grease gun Daniel got, it's made for somebody who's right-handed. Got grease all over my pants because I put it over my right shoulder. Not thinking, and apparently that's the side no one uses on the grease gun because it's covered in grease. The other side's spotless. You live and you learn. Now, when we're coming in and out of the middle pasture to get manure, this gate is going to be the primary gate that we're going in and out of, which isn't too big of a deal. We're just going to have to be mindful of that as we're going in and out. Hey, Pop. Looks like Callie's over there seeing the donkeys. The horses all seem pretty preoccupied by eating hay, so I think we should be good to take down both the loader and the tractor with the spreader. Get started. Now that's a sight. Got our first load of the day. You know the saying, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life? That's what I'm feeling right now. Heavy load. Load of fertilizer is being spread as we speak. I mean, with horse manure, that is. We're now on our second load. Something you need to be mindful of is, of course, how heavy the material is. If the material is full of a lot of hay and straw, you can pretty much load the spreader pretty full because those things are light. But if you take that hay and straw and then mix it with, well, manure, it actually becomes quite dense and heavy. So you need to be mindful of how full you make the spreader load. Definitely don't want to break anything today. We're out driving along where they have their sweet corn planted. Up here on the right, you can actually see that the mulch has moved over to the side a little bit, and we can see that there's sweet corn up there. See it growing right there? Kind of exciting to see. And then I think that's peas over here. That's all coming up. Never excited to see peas growing, that's for sure. Now we've got a lot of manure to spread, as you guys can see. The horses are doing a fantastic job of making a lot of manure for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit slower than we normally do. We're going to be covering this field all the way down to the woods, with the exception of the hay field. Spreading that manure on this section here for the horse manure. So I'm going to put it on just a little thick. As you can see right there, we get a nice fine coating, nice blanket there that we can put down in on the field. And then of course we will till this into the soil. I don't know what's going to be planted here this year, but it's definitely going to give it a good seed bed. Something interesting about horse manure that makes it a little bit different than cow manure is that a horse's digestive system actually does not digest all of the seeds and the nutrients that they eat as thoroughly as, say, a cow. Well, it makes sense. A cow has 4 stomachs. Of course, the horse's digestive system is very different than a cow. But what that means is that any weeds that they eat, the seeds actually go right through their digestive system and into their manure. So when you're spreading horse manure, there is the possibility that you're also spreading all of the seeds that was in the manure of weeds that you don't want on your fields. So that's why you need to be mindful where you spread your manure, specifically on hay fields. Our hay is a certain crop. We don't want weeds being spread into that crop, and that's why we don't spread horse manure on hay fields. Good stuff. Looks like we're almost done with our second load. gonna get a couple more loads under our belt, and we'll check in with you guys then. Well, looks like Daniel's out here cultivating the ground, getting things ready for sweet corn, I believe. I think that's where they're planting more sweet corn. Got another load of manure. It's always nice seeing all the tractors working together on the same farm. Well, we just stopped for lunch. What are we having?
Tuna sandwiches and egg salad sandwiches.
Tasty, tasty. And lemonade, too. Are you liking the heat wave?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the cold wave?
No.
And I noticed that the 110 was running just a little hot. So Daniel and I washed out the radiator and checked the coolant level. Coolant level was a bit low. Started the tractor up and I noticed the temperature changed almost immediately on the dash. So I think we shouldn't have any more issues. Looks like I got a couple more loads in here to do. We're running a bit slower than we normally would, but I mean, hey, we're in no rush, trucking along smoothly, so I'll take it. Well, we got another load down and things are running good in here. The air conditioning's working good, but that temperature gauge is just not cooperating with me, and we're not even in the hot part of the season. The temperature outside is only 77 degrees, so I'll let Daniel know that it's still running hot. I might have to switch tractors, which means I think I might have to say goodbye to the air conditioning, because I think the only other tractor I've got available to me would be the 100, if that's available to use. If not, then I'm gonna have to use my tractor to pull the spreader. I can't fill the spreader full though. My tractor just can't pull it fully loaded. And then I'd have to use the skid steer loader to load it. I'll work with whatever I got. It's a shame though. It's a bummer. I like being in the A seats. It makes the job a lot nicer. All right, after a good conversation with Daniel, we're a little perplexed because the tractor is not acting like it's running hot. When the engine gets overheated, it makes a certain noise, and sometimes you can even tell just by looking at it that it's hot. You can't even get close to it because there's so much heat. That's not the case right now. We're running absolutely no problems at all as far as the engine goes. We were even able to stick our hands up underneath the hood, and it's not even that warm underneath. The engine, temperature-wise, feels okay. It'd be nice to have one of those floor cameras actually, so you can actually see how much heat is on the engine. But we don't have one of those. We don't want to risk it on the off chance that this gauge is actually telling us the truth. It's an old gauge, so there's a chance that the gauge went bad, but we're not willing to risk the tractor on it. So I'm gonna run this tractor home and unhook the spreader. Sounds like I'm gonna be using the bigger tractor, the 130, to spread manure. And then Daniel's gonna be taking this one so he can closely monitor it, find out what seems to be the issue. So that's the game plan for now. All right, he's gonna go unhook that. I'm gonna get a quick bottle of water. I am parched. I'm pretty much not really over here unless I'm working, so I don't actually get to see the greenhouses too much until it's like time to see the greenhouses. Yeah, we have to make a little more money because they make more room in the greenhouse. It's definitely a pretty walk. Lots of little hidden gems all over the stable and the farm where you can kind of just get some mental peace. It's nice. All right, there you go. Now you guys have seen what I'm doing while I'm waiting for the tractors to switch. For anybody that doesn't understand the way a manure spreader works, I honestly just thought about it. I'm like, well, you know what? Not everyone knows how this works. So there's bars on the floor that are connected to a chain that slowly pull everything that's in the spreader backwards to these guys, which are metal teeth called beaters, and they spin different directions. So as the manure hits this area here, these beaters chew up the manure and turn it into a fine layer of dirt and spread it a little bit out. Pretty much the immediate area behind the spreader is where it spreads it out. And what's nice is they make these with bolts so you can take the beaters off. So if you get a really big rock that ends up breaking one of the beaters, it just breaks the tip, which you can replace with an easy part instead of breaking the whole beating rod, which is nice. And nowadays the spreaders run on a belt, which means they're very quiet. It's good stuff. Beautiful tractor, but I don't think the air conditioning works in it, so take what you can get. Looks like we're ready to go. I got a veggie boy outside the door here. Look at this guy. Oh, let's go in the middle, baby. I'm sorry. He's angry, I gotta go. I'm in the way. When you're in there, you're surrounded on all sides by glass, so that sun just heats the cab up so quick, and there's no airflow because, as we mentioned, the AC don't work. Man, it gets warm in there. At least I do get to use an open cab tractor for the loading part. All right, we're off. Woo! Into the sweat box. Now you guys know all that's going into making that work and happen. All so that the horse's manure can be evenly spread along the field like a nice blanket. So warm and cozy. Well guys, things have been moving real smooth. I'm thinking this is the last load for the middle pasture, and then we're gonna get started on the big field. So close, but so far. I've got all this to scratch together and this to scratch together. And then we're gonna run up and down this a little bit with the yard rake there just to smooth this out, because we've got rain coming tomorrow. Which, don't worry, I'm gonna be working that day too. So you guys are gonna be able to see what it's like actually 3 days in a row here at the stable. Kinda nice. Good deal. And we've got plenty of stuff we're doing for that too. But that's for another topic on another day. I've been wrong twice now, but next load's definitely the last one. I've got a feeling. There's no way this can fill a whole spreader load. Do you guys see that? The middle field is finally clean. It is empty and ready for tomorrow. I am so happy about that. The big field is actually ready for tomorrow as well. We're thinking we're gonna get about 1 inch of rain, which is actually really good. We could use some rain. The pasture is pretty thirsty. Kyle is probably gonna take a couple days. I'm thinking maybe 3 full days, maybe 2. My goal for the day was to get the middle field completed. Goal accomplished. Now we gotta climb our manure mountain here to get our thumbnail. See, that looks awesome. But we all know I'm climbing up there to get the thumbnail. This is the big field manure that we got from around the feeders. This is the manure that's been stockpiled. Daniel actually took a couple loads out here. Just look at how high I am off the ground. Thumbnail acquired. I don't think the camera's doing this justice, how high this is. I gotta be at least 15, 20 feet up in the air here. I mean, it's making the 130 look small. All the horses are grazing. In case you guys are wondering like what they've been doing these entire 2 days, that's it. They start there, work their way across the hill, on over into the meadow, and then that's when we call them back home, and then they run back. And that's pretty much how it is. That hay bale is the bale we put in last Tuesday. So there's a lot of hay still left, and we're coming up on Saturday. Lots of hay sitting in the feeders. Means the horses are getting their bellies filled on grass, so we love to see. Well guys, this is the last load for today. It's almost 5 o'clock, and 5 o'clock is around the time we usually stop unless something absolutely needs to get done, and this pile ain't going anywhere. No rush to get it done today. Let's get our last load loaded on up and spread out on the fields. This stuff that I'm hauling out is more concentrated since it's been sitting here and stored for, well, over a year. So when it comes to loading the spreader, we don't want to heap it because it's a little heavier. There we go. We took a little bite out of this massive cookie, so to speak. And here's our last load. By my count, we got 11 loads in today, and that includes the tractor trouble, working on trying to get that 110 running and then switching to the 130. But we got the middle pasture clean, and we got started on the big field. So today was a big win. Got a lot done today, which is good to see. We started spreading on this field right here, and we got this whole field spread, and we're now over here on this field, which is the second field before the hay field. And this is the field we're going to be ending things on for today. Last load is spread. That's it for today. There we go. Got my whistle working. And my wife's calling. Awesome. That may conclude spreading manure for today, but that doesn't conclude the video. You can definitely tell that that manure spreader spreads the weight out pretty good. I've got the big tractor parked. Now I'm just walking to go get my tractor and bring it home. Right, George? Right. You guys are gonna see all these horses getting turned in tomorrow morning. Look at them. Just beautiful. Right, Jack? As always, guys, you are so generous, and we got a nice amount of packages that have come in from our Amazon wish list. If you're curious and you want to see what's on that wish list, there's a link in our description below. You're always welcome to check it out and see if there's anything that you'd like to contribute to our stable. And with that, let's get started thanking you guys for some of the packages you sent to us.
Thank you to Michelle for the MTG. I kind of missed the donkey dance too. Thank you, Kari, for the Wonder Dust.
And the MTG, these are gonna do really great coming up this summer. If we know we're gonna get any cuts or abrasions, this will do great at keeping things healed up.
Thank you to Jim and Cheryl for the cut-resistant sleeves.
And also for the cut-resistant gloves.
These are super useful for, as you guys saw, when we were ripping out briar bushes and we didn't have any. Got all cut up, so it'll help protect against that.
Adam, thank you so much for the MTG and this awesome Milwaukee battery. This was super generous of you. This is really gonna come in handy with our leaf blower for cleaning out the aisleways. We also plan on getting some Milwaukee equipment because we have some major construction projects coming this year, and we wanted some good power tools for taking care of all that. So thank you so much for powering that equipment.
Thank you to Lisa for the Wonder Dust and the Caratex.
And also for the fly spray.
And the MTG. Lisa, thank you. And to everybody who sent some gifts on behalf of all of us here at Stable Life, thank you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. It was super awesome getting everything cleaned up. We got a lot of manure moved, and it's nice to know that the pastures are cleaned and the fields got all that fertilizer. Gavin did an awesome job taking care of the horses. Even though this video is broken down into 2 days, we wanted to make sure Gavin got to say goodbye to you guys. And I hope you enjoyed meeting Noah. Noah, what did you think of your first day here at the stable?
I loved it. Definitely want to come back sometime.
Awesome. Well, you're always welcome back. We're happy to have you here helping us.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't,
Be sure to like and subscribe as well as hit that notification bell.
And for the question of the day, we want to know, what type of fertilizer do you use in your garden? And as always,
we'll see you in the next one.